Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The drama in General Hospital heats up as Thursday, April 23rd brings a series of emotional twists, unexpected alliances, and perilous actions that could impact several lives in Port Charles. As tensions simmer beneath the surface, characters are compelled to make decisions that could lead to redemption or irrevocable consequences. Willow Corinthos is at a crossroads that seems both intensely personal and frighteningly strategic. Willow, still reeling from the emotional upheaval caused by her previous troubles, sees a viable road forward, one that leads directly to Jack Brennan. Brennan is known for his measured manner and acute intuition, and he is not readily moved by emotion. Willow, spurred by desperation and resolve, prepares to approach him with a proposal that could change both of their lives. Her decision was not made lightly. Willow has spent numerous restless nights assessing the consequences, knowing that approaching Brennan means entering a world where trust is rare and motivations are always questioned. However, she recognizes that sometimes aggressive moves are required for survival. When she eventually confronts him, there is a hushed intensity in the air. Willow does not waste time exchanging niceties. Instead, she puts everything on the table, presenting an unexpected yet intriguing option. Brennan listens intently, his countenance unreadable. He's fascinated, yes, but also apprehensive. Willow's bravery inspires him, but he knows not to take things at face value. The discourse unfolds like a delicate chess match, with each word carefully picked and each pause loaded with meaning. Willow's genuineness begins to penetrate his defenses, but whether it is sufficient to gain his cooperation is unknown. However, it is evident that this is the start of a hazardous new dynamic, one that has the potential to either empower Willow or put her in danger. Meanwhile, Drew Kane is dealing with his own complex emotional issues. Drew's relationship with Elizabeth Baldwin has been expanding in subtle but substantial ways, and Thursday's developments indicate that he is ready to take things a step further. While Drew is not one to hurry into anything, he understands that some opportunities are too vital to pass up. His previous experiences have taught him the importance of being honest and vulnerable, and he is determined not to let fear hold him back. Drew begins to communicate his aspirations to Liz in a modest, passionate manner. It is not a great gesture or a dramatic pronouncement, but rather a collection of tiny, significant gestures that speak volumes. Liz begins to pick up on indications like long glances, serious conversations, and a readiness to open up. For her, the realization is both thrilling and frightening. She's experienced her fair share of heartbreak, and the prospect of opening her heart again is not something she takes lightly. Liz finds herself pondering on her past, considering the hazards and the prospect of happiness. Drew, however, remains patient, giving her the space she requires while softly indicating that he is ready for something more. Their bond feels genuine, based on mutual respect and understanding. However, like with every relationship in Port Charles, external factors threaten to complicate matters. Secrets, misunderstandings, and lingering attachments all loom on the horizon, threatening to undermine Drew and Liz's budding relationship. At the same time, Gio and Emma go on a very different experience as they explore the bustling streets of New York City. Their adventure is filled with enthusiasm, curiosity, and a sense of liberation that feels far apart from the drama at home. For Gio, this journey means an opportunity to discover new possibilities and obtain a fresh perspective. Emma, the energetic and bright companion, adds her own energy to the experience, making their time together dynamic and surprising. The city serves as a backdrop for their budding relationship, with each new encounter drawing them closer together. Gio and Emma move between crowded streets and peaceful times of meditation, filled with amazement and thoughtfulness. Conversations between them flow naturally, touching on dreams, worries, and everything in between. There's a sensation that something substantial is taking shape, but neither of them is ready to name it. However, even in a city as enormous as New York, the shadows of Port Charles are never far away. Questions remain about what awaits them when they return, and whether the bond they're establishing can endure the realities of their daily lives. For the time being, however, they allow themselves to be in the present moment, appreciating the possibilities that lay ahead. Back in Port Charles, the ramifications of these unfolding storylines start to connect in subtle ways. Willow's brave decision could have far-reaching consequences. If Brennan accepts her proposal, it might set off a chain reaction that affects numerous players, tying them together in a web of intrigue and uncertainty. Meanwhile, Drew and Liz's blossoming relationship may encounter unanticipated hurdles, pushing them to confront truths they would rather avoid. As each character approaches a watershed moment, the atmosphere becomes increasingly fraught with anticipation. Choices taken in these times will have long-term effects, influencing not only individual destiny, but also the complicated network of ties that constitute life in Port Charles. Trust will be put to the test, loyalty will be called into question, and the line between right and wrong will become increasingly blurred. As the program progresses, viewers are left to wonder which avenues will lead to redemption and which will result in tragedy. Willow's bravery, Drew's vulnerability, and Gio and Emma's growing romance serve as reminders that change is always possible, even in the midst of catastrophe. But in a world where every decision has consequences, nothing is assured. By the time the dust settles, it's evident that the story is far from over. New alliances are forming, old scars are renewing, and the future looks as unpredictable as ever. With emotions high and stakes rising, the stage is set for even more explosive developments in the coming days, leaving viewers hungry to find out what happens next.